Good day. Today I'm going to show you how to do the smock stitch in Tunisian. It's a nice texture for a face cloth or a dishcloth or for a placemat. You can use it for a blanket. It's not difficult to follow. It's a 2-row repeat, and it's very easy to make, and it's a nice stitch to make. You can make it in any yarn. You can use any Tunisian hook you want, and let's get started. Okay, so to start with this honeycomb stitch, I've made 36 chain stitches. The only thing that you must be sure of is, if you make the honeycomb stitches, that you've got an even amount of chain stitches. Then the pattern will work out perfectly. So I just made 36 stitches because I'm going to make a face cloth, and I think this is about more or less 8 inches. So now the first row is just the normal start. Don't make your stitches too tight. So this is your first stitch, and then from the second stitch from the hook, we're just going to pull up some loops. And make sure when you pulled up all your loops that you still got 36 loops on your hook. So don't make it too tight, nice and loose. Otherwise, your first few rows is going to curl up. So it's important with Tunisian not to make your stitches or your rows tight. And make them nice and even. Okay, so let's count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, and 36. Okay, so I decided on 36 stitches for this. And so, like I said, you can make this as long as or as large as you want, as long as it is in an even amount of stitches on. Now, your return pass, as I call it in Tunisian, you're gonna yarn over your needle or your hook, and you're gonna go through 1, then yarn over, and you're gonna pull through 2 stitches from here on until the end of this row. 1, 2 stitches, yarn over and pull through 2 until you get to the end of this row. Okay, so when you're done, you measure your work. You can see, without pulling it, just putting it straight, my work is more or less 8 inches long. So now I know that my tension is right and my stitch count is right to make a nice size dishcloth or washcloth. Okay, so now for our next row, we're gonna work 2 together. So the first 2, we've got our first one, our first stitch is on the hook, which is this one. And now we're gonna go through the next 2. And then yarn over, and we're gonna pull through 2. Now for the next one, we're gonna go yarn under your hook. You're gonna keep this stitch with your finger. Yarn under, sorry, yeah, yarn under. You're gonna keep that one, your finger on the stitch, and you're gonna go through these 2. And you're gonna go yarn over, and we're gonna pull through the 2. And at this point, you can leave this one. And this is what we're gonna do, repeat this whole row. So you're going to go yarn under your hook. You're going to keep your finger on this yarn over. You're going to go through the next two. You're going to yarn over this one. And you're going to pull through the two. And by this, you can leave this one. So yarn your hook under this needle, yarn. You're going to go through these two. And you're going to over this stitch, and you're going to go like that. And this is the repeat that we're going to have for this entire row. Yarn under the needle, pull through the two, and yarn over the needle and pull through. So after your foundation row, we're going to work two together. And we're going to skip the first one because it's already on your hook. So we're going to look for the next two, which is this ones. And you're going to put your needle, your hook through, yarn over, under, and you're going to pull it through. Now the next stitches, which will be a repeat, is you're going to go your hook underneath your yarn. You're going to hold this yarn tight there. Then you're going to go through these two, and you're going to go over the next ones, and you're going to pull it through, and by this point you can leave this one. So yarn under, then hold it tight, go through the next two, and yarn over and pull through. So yarn under, keep it tight, go through the two stitches, yarn over, pull through two, and then you can let go. Yarn under, yarn over, and this is going to be the repeat until you get to the end of this row. Okay, so we're here at our last stitch, and we want to go through both loops. So we're going to go yarn under, and we're going to go through both loops here at the end. Make sure you've got both loops, and then you're going to take your yarn and bring it up. Okay, so and this is how it's going to look when you're done with this row. Now the back one is the same. We're going to pull yarn over, pull through one, and then yarn over, pull through two, yarn over, pull through two, and we're going to go up until we get to the end of this row. Okay, so this is how it looks, your first row. Now the Tunisian smock stitch is a 2-row repeat. So we're going to go into the second row of this pattern. And we already got our first loop on the hook. And now we're going to go and do just a normal simple stitch in the next stitch. And now that one is complete. And now we can start with the repeat of the yarn over, pull through, and 2 stitches. But now you must make sure when we made this one here, it made the second stitch pull up a bit. So you must make sure that you go into that one. Now it's going to be the same. You're going to go yarn under, and you're going to work in that stitch and into the next one together. So we're keeping this our finger on this yarn over. Now we're going to yarn under. Now we're going to yarn over, and we're going to go and pull through the 2. And these are 2 stitches. And now we're going to repeat that. Yarn under, your hook under the yarn. You're going to take that one, that stitch and that stitch, and yarn over and pull through 2. Yarn under this one. We're going to go from the back side, yarn over. There's our next stitch, and there's the next one. And we're going to go from the front over, and we're going to pull through 2, and then we can leave that one. So yarn over the next 2 stitches and pull up a hook. And now we're going to repeat this until we get to the end of this row. And make sure that you take that stitch that is hiding. There you go. Okay, so now the next one, we're gonna just go into the next stitch, do another normal simple stitch in Tunisian, where we're gonna put our hook through the one stitch and pull up yarn and pull through two. Now the next stitch is a bit difficult to see, but you must make sure you go to the next stitch. You can't skip that stitch. So the best way to see is you've got your two stitches there, so there must be a stitch directly after that one, and we're going to go through that one and the next stitch, and we're not going to yarn over first. We're just going to go through them, yarn over and pull through the two there. Now we're going to start with the yarn over the needle, keep that stitch, go into the next two, yarn over, pull through the two, and then you can leave that one. And that is our repeat for this entire row. Yarn over your needle, keep your finger on that yarn, go through the next two, yarn over and pull through the two. This is the repeat until we get to the end of this row. Here at the end, we've got our two stitches left. The two stitches, so we're going to go yarn over, go through the one stitch, only that one stitch, and pull up yarn, and we've got our two there. And then we're going to, for the last stitch, we're going to put our hook over the both two loops and just yarn over and pull up yarn, and there you go. And you can count 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 6, 20, 2, 4, 6, 8, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. You must make sure every time that you've got your 36 stitches. Now yarn over your needle, pull through the one, yarn over, pull through two, until you get to until you only got your one loop on your hook. And that is the Tunisian smock stitch is a repeat of these two rows. I'll show you again. Okay, so you can see your smock stitch coming along. Now we're going to repeat those two. Now remember, the first two, you already got your first hook on your needle. Now we're just going to go through the next two, and we're going to pull up yarn, and there's your stitch. Then we're going to go yarn under, keep your finger on that yarn, go through the two, yarn under, and pull through. Take your yarn, hold your finger on it, go to the next two, and pull up yarn. And there you go. Yarn under, pull through two, or go through two stitches, take yarn, and pull through. Yarn, hold your finger on that. There's your next stitch. Make sure you take that one, pull through the two, and there you go. We're at the last stitch of this row, and we're still going to put yarn under and get those the last stitch, both loops, the two of them, yarn over and pull through the last stitch. And there you are, have it. Now yarn over, pull through one, yarn over, pull through two, until you get to the last stitch, and so you've got one loop on your hook. Okay, So once we're done with this, you can really see it comes along. Now we're gonna go to the next row. Where we're gonna just go and make another one in your simple stitch there. And then we're gonna work the next two together. Those two without yarn over first. So just a normal one, two together, like so. Now it's going to be yarn under, take the next two stitches, yarn over, pull through two. Yarn under, keep your yarn on the hook with your finger, yarn next two together, yarn over, and you can leave that stitch. Yarn over, pull through the next two until we get to the end of this row. Okay, we're at the last two stitches where we're just going to go yarn over, go through the one stitch, take yarn and pull through, and then the last stitch we're going to go through both loops, make sure you've got both loops on your needle. There you go, both loops on. Yarn over and pull through the two, and you can count your stitches after each row. Make sure that you've got your 36 stitches still on your hook. And now yarn over, pull through one, and then yarn over, pull through two until you get to one loop. And this is how you're going to repeat both these two stitch rows until your work is also 8 inches long, so that it is a nice square, a nice size for a face wash cloth or a dishcloth. Okay, when your work is big enough or the size you want it to be, I'm quickly going to show you how to cast off. You're going to cast off the same way that you cast off any Tunisian work. You've already got your first stitch on your hook. Then you're going to go into the next one. You're going to take yarn, pull it up, yarn over, and pull through all of them. Then you've got your one there. Then you can do the next one, single one, pull it up, just like a normal simple stitch row, and you're going to pull through and cast off. Then the next one, make sure you take all your stitches and you're going to cast off. There you go. Take your, pull up and pull through both of them. You're going to continue until you're at the end of the row, and then you can work away your ends. And there you have it. Nice and a nice pattern. And it looks very well for any project that you might want to make. It's nice and thick if you want to use it for a blankie. It's got a nice texture if you want to use it for a face cloth or a dishcloth. Any way you want. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I've got some other stitches and techniques for Tunisian, also for normal crochet. Please look at my videos, watch them, and subscribe to my channel.